Hey everyone, so this is an explanation of how the final shares are going to work on Saturday. And they're not tricky or complicated to run, but they are time consuming. And so having clarity on how best to manage the shares can really help, especially because the 10 core groups are going to break down into 5 joint groups. And one of those joint groups is going to have up to 40 participants. So 40 participants at 5 minutes each is 200 minutes, is 3 hours and 20 minutes of shares. That's a lot. So having some protocols in place to help manage flow and manage efficiency can be super helpful. So just so you know, we're posting like a little schedule of how this will work. So we'll start in the main room. All of us will be in the main room. We'll be there for about a half hour just to do check-ins, set everything up. Then we'll take a break, and after break, everyone will go to a Zoom room. That will be a Zoom room for 2 core groups all at once. So core group facilitators who are working in pairs. You just figure out whose Zoom you want to use. So if it's core group one and core group two, you just decide, do we want to use core group one's Zoom room or core group two's Zoom room? So that's where you'll be for all of the sharing. You'll have folks in your room. Some will be late. You just help them get there. And then just break down the very simple guidelines, which are that you're going to have a list of the order in which people go. Everyone will have up to 5 minutes. You can decide what you want your time warning to be. It can be, I recommend that it is something audio because sometimes when people are sharing, they're just not paying attention visually to the clock. Just let them know that that's how it's going to work. You're not going to totally cut them off if they're not done after 5 minutes, but you want to encourage them to finish as close to 5 minutes as they can, just to honor other people in time. And that's it. And you'll invite everybody else to just be present, to hold space for folks, and then you'll begin the shares. And it's important to consider some roles, and these role groups are described in the doc that we shared with you, but just to go over them briefly. So there will be one person managing time, the timekeeper, that can be holding the clock up, but also this person would probably be the person sharing sound, so a participant can hear when there's a 1 minute warning and hear when they've run out of time. Those are the main duties of the timekeeper. There should be a host, so somebody who, helps bring helps bring one person into the actual process of sharing, and then when that person is done, I think this is the main host duty. You can just offer a reflection and an appreciation. So like, thank you for sharing that. It's always nice when you can just offer a little bit of like an opinion or a reflect back of something somebody shared. So you can appreciate a detail or share what it brought up for you. Just something that just kind of acknowledges and validates their share before we move into the next person. And you want to be really brief with whatever that acknowledgement is, but it is nice and it does matter. So that'd be the host. And there's a list. There should be someone managing the list, the order of the participants. So that this person will share the list at the beginning. They'll also share segments of it in the chat. You probably don't want to list all 40 names at once. You can just list like 10 at a time and then keep removing people from that list as people go. Um, and they can let you know who the next person is and then the person after that. So people are ready when it's their turn. Um, that list manager may also want to private message the person who's coming next and the person that's coming after that if they believe that will help speed the process. Um, that person also can just make sure the event is being recorded. That's just another duty that somebody needs to do. So list manager, whoever you decide you want your list manager to be, can also just offer one additional reminder to record the event for all of you. Um, then there's a role that we're calling like treasure collecting. This is mostly going to be taken on by the coaches, um, but the idea is that we'd like to collect a detail or a moment of significance from every person's share, because we can use it on Sunday for a reflection activity. And so there are spreadsheets for each of your groups that have each participant listed, and certain coaches are going to be putting in what they think is like a moment of beauty or a moment of significance or a detail of significance and appreciation for each student who shares. Um, but that's also open to anyone. If anybody wants to like share another detail in that particular participant's spreadsheet, their like kind of treasure tracker, cool. But no worries, no pressure to do that because there will already be coaches taking care of it. Um, that's, oh wow, it's 6 minutes already. So hopefully that explains the event. If you have any other questions, concerns, you can always message me. But yeah, we just, if anything at all that you want to understand better, let me or Marcelo know. Okay, wishing you well.